Welcome to Better by Science. If you've ever sat down to do something important, only to check your phone a few minutes later, or opened your computer to work and somehow ended up reading unrelated articles, you're not alone. Many people believe they get distracted because they lack discipline or willpower. But modern psychology and neuroscience tell a different story. Today, we'll explore why your brain is so easy to distract, what science has discovered about attention, and most importantly, how you can make staying focused much easier in everyday life. Let's begin. Your brain was never built for constant focus. Many people imagine that the human brain is supposed to stay focused for long periods of time. In reality, that's not how it evolved. For most of human history, survival depended on constantly noticing changes in the environment. A sudden sound could signal danger. Movement in the distance might reveal food, or a predator. Ignoring new information could have serious consequences. As a result, the brain developed systems that automatically monitor for anything new or potentially important. Scientists call this bottom-up attention. It happens automatically. Something flashes. A notification appears. Someone says your name. Your attention shifts before you even decide to look. This isn't a flaw. It's an ancient survival system working exactly as it was designed. The problem is that today's world is filled with far more attention-grabbing signals than our brains ever evolved to handle. Novelty is rewarding. One reason distractions feel irresistible is that the brain enjoys novelty. Researchers have found that new information activates reward-related brain circuits involving dopamine. Dopamine is often misunderstood as the pleasure chemical. More accurately, it helps motivate exploration and learning. Every time you refresh social media, check your messages, or look for something new online, your brain receives the possibility of discovering something interesting. Most of the time, nothing important appears. But occasionally there is something exciting. This unpredictable pattern is especially powerful. Behavioral psychologists have long known that rewards delivered unpredictably create stronger habits than rewards delivered every time. This is called variable reinforcement. It's one reason apps, games, and many digital platforms become so difficult to ignore. Your brain keeps expecting that the next check might reveal something rewarding. Attention has limited capacity. Another common misconception is that attention is unlimited. It isn't. Cognitive psychology has consistently shown that attention is a limited resource. When multiple things compete for it, performance suffers. Many people believe they're good at multitasking. Research suggests otherwise. In most situations, what we call multitasking is actually rapid task switching. The brain repeatedly shifts between activities. Each switch has a cost. Even brief interruptions require the brain to reload information about the original task. Researchers sometimes call this the switching cost. Although each interruption may seem small, these costs accumulate throughout the day. By the end of several hours, dozens of tiny interruptions can significantly reduce productivity without us even noticing. Your environment often makes the decision for you. People often think distraction is mainly about self-control. But behavioral science shows that the environment strongly influences behavior. Imagine sitting at your desk. Your phone is next to your keyboard. Email notifications appear every few minutes. Multiple browser tabs remain open. The television is playing quietly in the background. Each of these acts as a cue competing for attention. The brain doesn't evaluate each one carefully. Instead, attention is constantly pulled toward whatever seems most noticeable. This means many distractions begin long before we consciously decide to look away. The environment quietly shapes our behavior. That's why changing the environment is often easier than trying to strengthen willpower. The brain prefers easy rewards. Focused work is often mentally demanding. Writing, studying, planning, problem solving, these activities require sustained mental effort. Scrolling through videos or checking messages requires much less. Behavioral economists describe this tendency as choosing options with lower immediate effort. Our brains naturally balance effort against reward. When a difficult task sits beside an easy, instantly rewarding alternative, the easier option often wins. Not because we're lazy. Because the brain is constantly trying to conserve mental energy. Understanding this helps remove unnecessary guilt. Distraction isn't simply a character flaw. It's often the predictable result of how our brains evaluate effort and reward. How to make focus easier. Fortunately, research also offers practical strategies. The goal isn't to fight your brain. It's to work with it. First, reduce visible distractions before starting. Place your phone in another room if possible. Close unnecessary browser tabs. Turn off non-essential notifications. The fewer competing signals your brain receives, the less attention it has to divide. Second, decide exactly what you'll work on before you begin. Specific goals reduce decision-making during the task. Instead of saying, "I'll work on my project," try, "For the next 30 minutes, I'll write the introduction." Clear targets help the brain stay oriented. Third, work in manageable time blocks. Many people find that 25 to 45 minutes of focused work followed by a short break is easier to maintain than trying to concentrate for several hours continuously. Breaks allow mental recovery without encouraging endless distraction. Fourth, make returning to work easy. When stopping, write one sentence describing your next step. For example, "Next, I'll edit paragraph 3. When you return, your brain doesn't have to figure out where to restart. This simple habit reduces the mental friction that often leads to procrastination. Don't expect perfect attention. Even with good habits, everyone gets distracted. Attention naturally fluctuates throughout the day. Stress, fatigue, hunger, poor sleep, emotional concerns, all influence cognitive performance. The goal isn't perfect concentration. The goal is recovering attention quickly after it wanders. Research on mindfulness suggests that noticing your attention has drifted, and gently bringing it back, is itself a valuable skill. Every return strengthens the habit of focusing again. In other words, success isn't never getting distracted. Success is becoming better at returning. If you often blame yourself for getting distracted, remember this: your brain is naturally wired to notice new things, seek rewards, and save effort. Distraction isn't a personal weakness. The key is to build habits and create an environment that supports focus instead of relying on willpower alone. Small, consistent changes can make a big difference over time. Thank you for watching Better by Science. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and join us for more practical, science-backed ideas to improve your focus, habits, and everyday life. Until next time, stay curious, and keep becoming a little better every day through science.